Hi, I'm Jason Moschler with WTB. I'm here today to show you how to cut handlebars for PadLoc grip installation. There's three types of handlebars on the market. The first type is a standard round handlebar with no PadLoc horizontal markings. The second type of handlebar is round at the end, but it has PadLoc markings pre-installed on the bar. The third type of handlebar is a handlebar that comes pre-cut for PadLoc already. The cut is designed to be at the very top of the bar. The tools required for cutting the handlebars are sandpaper for carbon handlebars, a file if you're cutting aluminum handlebars, hacksaw with either a carbon blade for carbon handlebars or a metal blade for aluminum handlebars, Park SG 7.2 cutting guide, Park SGI 7 cutting guide, 2.5mm hex, 5mm hex, a straight edge ruler, a level, marking pen that's going to be visible on your handlebar, and a bench vise. So I'm going to start with how to cut a handlebar with the PadLoc markings. You'll take your Park SGI 7 cutting insert and you'll insert the handlebar into the SGI 7, like so. The 0 degree mark on the handlebar is going to be aligned with the very top slot. Next, you want to take your 5mm hex key and you want to tighten the SGI 7 insert onto the handlebar. Just snug enough to make sure that the insert doesn't slide on the bar during the cutting process. Next, you'll take your Park SG 7.2 cut guide and you'll want to identify which side you're going to use. There's a narrow slot for aluminum and a wider slot for carbon. You'll also want to make sure that you back out the tube clamp all the way. This isn't used for the PadLoc cutting process. With the SGI 7 insert tightened onto the handlebar, the next step is to take the SG 7.2 cut guide. Take the insert and I'm going to snap it right into the SG 7.2 guide using the wide end for the carbon. With the SGI 7 inserted into the SG 7.2, you're ready to clamp the tool fixture into your bench vise. You want to clamp the tool in at a slight angle. Tighten the bench vise tight enough to hold the tool in place while you're cutting, but not so tight that you're narrowing the cutting slots. This will cause the hacksaw blade to bind in the cut slots. This bar is ready to cut. If you have a handlebar that's not marked with PadLoc markings, here's what you need to do. The first step is to ensure that the handlebar is installed to the individual's preferred riding position. Next, you want to grab your ruler. You want to make a marking on the top of the bar, 80mm inboard from the outside. Now you want to take your level, place it on the top of the bar. You want to get a true center mark at the top of the bar. Once you've got the bubble in the middle, place a mark at the center of the level. Next, you'll take your straight edge, align it with your top mark, ensure the straight edge is at the very top middle of the bar, and make a lengthwise mark right across the top of the bar. You'll repeat the marking process on the opposite side of the handlebar. The next step will be to remove the controls from the handlebar and remove the bar from the bike. Now that you've marked the top center of the bar, you're ready to take your SGI 7 insert and slide it onto the bar, aligning the top center slot of the tool with the top center slot on your handlebar. Then you'll take your 5mm hex key and snug the SGI 7 down onto the handlebar. The next step is to take your Park SG 7.2 cut guide and clip it into the SG 7.2. We're ready to clamp into the vise. So now we're ready to cut the PadLoc cut into the bar. I'm going to take my hacksaw blade, I'm going to drop it into the wide cut slot, and I'm going to start cutting. Cut's done, and at this point we can remove the bar from the tool. Remove the cutting guide from the clamp and remove the SGI 7 from the SGI 7.2. And there's going to be one more step to do the final cleaning of the bar. And you'll see you could be left with a little bit of a rough edge at the end of the bar. This is easily removed with sandpaper. We're just going to take the rough edge of the bar and we're going to rub edge against the sandpaper. You might also be left with some rough internal burrs on the bar. You can simply take the sandpaper, roll it in on itself, and almost wipe like a cloth on the carbon. Sandpaper removes carbon very fast, so it doesn't take much work to clean up. Now we'll repeat the process for the other side of the handlebar, and then we'll be ready to install the bar on the bike. The final step is just to tighten the inner lock ring to 2 Newton meters. And that concludes the handlebar cutting and grip installation process for the PadLoc system.